Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. We are from Group 5 in Business Ethics. So before we start, let me introduce myself first. My name is Muhammad Syawil Akbar bin Adi Adha, and I will be the moderator for this debate today. In this debate, we will be discussing about several issues that stemming COVID-19 crisis in India. So before we start, let me introduce all the candidates that involved in debate today. Candidate 1 is Aidil Iman. Candidate 2 is Izzuddin Nur Iman. Candidate 3 is Toulouse. Candidate 4 is Siti Aisyah. And the last candidate is Melissa Sofia. So all the candidates need to give their opinions about the issue that I will give after this. So without further ado, let's go to the first topic for our discussion today. Okay, the first topic is the Indian government declaration of victory against COVID-19. So, in my view, the declaration raises some ethical issue and question. So, what's your opinions?
I can entirely agree with the action of the Indian government to declare that they have successfully dealt with the pandemic when there are still many COVID-19 cases. This will put the citizens in danger and will cause the number of cases to increase.
I agree with you, Ideal. In this situation, the declaration should not have occurred because there were still many cases pending. Even if they intend to get votes by holding election at a time, it is risky for Indian citizens to go outside in crowded place because the COVID-19 case remain a concern.
Okay, good view from you guys. It seems like you guys have same opinions, right? So, other opinion for this issue?
My opinion is the Indian government must communicate transparently and accurately about the pandemic. If there is uncertainty about the real situation, it will be more ethical for the government to acknowledge the public.
In my opinion, it seems like the Indian government is ignoring ongoing challenges. The decision might downplay the existing healthcare burden, ongoing vaccination efforts, and long-term recovery needs of those affected by the virus.
Exactly, as it seems that they may provide false information for political gain. This raises concern about prioritizing public health over political motive and can erode the trust of citizens in the government.
Wow. So, thank you for your opinions. It seems like all the candidates have same opinion. So, we go to the second issue. The second issue, which is citizens and religious group pushing for ease of lockdown. So, my opinion of this issue, we need to highlight a conflict between economic objective and public health. So, what you guys' opinion?
By understanding the economic need for individuals and families to sustain stability, I agree with the citizens' decision to advocate for easing of lockdown rules. However, they must adhere to strict safety measures such as wearing masks, practice good hygiene, and maintaining physical distance. It is acceptable to hold a religious festival, but large gatherings should be avoided to prevent potential of the virus.
I agree with Melissa because strict lockdowns can lead to a significant decrease in economic activity, resulting in lower tax revenue for the government and can disrupt social connection for the community.
Yes, it is understandable given the social, economic, and cultural significance of such activities. People have endured hardship, and the desire of normalcy is a natural response.
But I disagree as they should follow the lockdown protocol. In this worrying climate, this should not be happening because it would affect not only themselves, but also their country and in the worst case scenario, the entire world. The COVID-19 virus can spread quickly and going outside is not a good method to avoid it.
Exactly, although understandably, people want to continue their normal life and practice their religious belief. Their decision related to easing the lockdown should prioritize public health. It is essential to strike a balance between economic activity and preventing the spread of the virus.
Wow. So for the second issue, I think they have a different point from you guys, right? So well done. And we go to the third issue. The third issue is the government ban on export vaccine export. Yes. So this move, I will give my opinion. My opinion is there needs to create a huge ethical quandary, and especially given the pandemic global scope. So, what you guys' opinion about this issue?
The decision to ban vaccine export by the Indian government during a shortage was the right thing and wrong thing to do. This is because they prioritize their citizens. It is good, but it will affect other countries' health, as the COVID-19 cases are not only in India. It is considered selfish when the whole world is fighting against the virus, but they have to prioritize their citizens too, don't they?
Yes, it is a responsible move that puts the health and well-being of its citizens first. In the face of global health crisis, government must prioritize local needs to safeguard their population. This decision reflects a commitment to ensuring that sufficient supply of vaccine is available for those within the country.
This shows that the Indian government prioritizes greater good of humanities over strictly national consideration. However, I did not agree with the decision because exporting vaccine to other countries is the principle of global solidarity. The Indian government might neglecting its responsibility to curbing the pandemic, especially when the other country is in dire need.
Good perspective, Melissa. So, what about you guys, Toulouse and Aisa?
As for this issue, I'm supporting what the Indian government has done because the government have a responsibility to protect their citizens. And if there is a critical shortage of vaccine domestically, it may be ethical justifiable for a country to prioritize its population.
Yes, I agree with Tulu's opinion of the decision made by the government of India to prioritize domestic needs during a critical shortage by protecting the health and safety. Next, the citizen must be a paramount concern for the government, especially during a pandemic.
So, we are finished on discussing of the issue, the multiple perspective from all you guys. Interesting. So, let's move on our next ethical issue. So, the next ethical issue is vaccine producers' decision to breach contracts in accordance with government directive. So, with this issue, in my opinion, is they have need to create a difficult confluence of commercial commitments and public health concerns. So, what you guys' opinion?
Yes, you are right. However, in my opinion, I didn't agree with vaccine manufacturers breaching contract because of instability in the global vaccine supply chains. This could hinder global effort to control the pandemic.
Exactly, Isa. Breach of contract raise ethical concern, especially in the context of public health crisis. It is essential for all parties involved to uphold their commitment. Breaking contract can undermine trust and have broader consequences. Government and manufacturers should work collaboratively to address challenges and find solutions that benefit public health.
Yes, the earlier commitment to export vaccine is more than just an agreement. Despite of the second wave of COVID-19 challenge in India, failing to honor the contracts may not only erode the trust in international agreement, but also hinder the effort to combat the pandemic.
Yeah. Yes, that's good point. So, any other opinion from the other candidates?
Vaccine manufacturers face difficulty with whether to violate contracts and risk legal repercussion or prioritize the government's demand to solve the current problem. This is because they have to choose to still provide the vaccine globally or just follow the government orders.
I agree that while the vaccine manufacturers may face operational or logistical challenge, honoring contract is important, especially in a public health crisis. Reaching agreements even under government instruction sets a concerning precedent that may have far-reaching consequences.
In my opinion, other countries should see the difficulty that is faced by the Indian government before making that decision. Retaliatory measure may worsen the global situation during a pandemic. International cooperation is vital to overcome challenges such as vaccine shortage. It will be more ethical for countries to engage in dialogues, share resources, and work together to ensure equitable access to vaccine and raw material.
In my view, this action holds Indian manufacturers accountable for breaching contracts and give license to adhere to commitment. I agree with the decision made by the other countries to ban the export of the raw materials for vaccine production to India as the fair consequences of this action.
You're right. I also agree as they have the right to do so. It is in response to India's action on stopping the export of the vaccine to other countries. This case is the fair thing to do as it is understandable that other countries would be mad at the India's decision to breach their contract.
That's good point. So, any other opinion from the other candidates?
Based on the decision made for other countries, retaliatory raw material ban on India is to protect domestic interests and vaccine ability. I agree with that because country imposing raw material export bans on India could argue it is necessary to protect their interests and ensure vaccine ability for their citizens.
I need to disagree with the decision by other countries to ban the export of raw materials to India in retaliation against Indian vaccine manufacturers. While international cooperation is vital in addressing the global pandemic, punitive measures hinder collective effort. In the face of a shared crisis, unity and collaboration should prevail. Other retaliatory actions, such decision exacerbate vaccine shortage, undermining collective goal of achieving widespread immunization.
So interesting opinion from all of you. So now we move on to our final point of discussion. So you guys need to imagine this issue happened in Malaysia. How Malaysia might handle a situation similar to what happened in India ethically. So a proactive and upfront attitude, in my opinion, is necessary. So let's conclude with a hypothetical scenario. If a similar situation were happen in Malaysia, what would the ethical way to handle this crisis?
In my opinion, if a similar situation happened in Malaysia, an ethical approach would involve transparent communication, collaboration between the government and citizen, and a commitment to upholding contract and international cooperation. Prioritizing public health while considering the economic impact is crucial. Engaging with stakeholders including religious groups, and making decisions based on scientific evidence and expert advice will be essential for navigating the complexities of the pandemic.
I agree with you, Toulouse. Government should communicate openly about the challenge, uncertainties, and progress in managing the epidemic. Balancing the need for economic stability with safeguarding public health is important. Moreover, maintaining a commitment to global unity in dealing with the pandemic is also important to ensure responsible and ethical actions that contribute to national and global well-being.
Drawing from the Indian case study, Malaysia can ethically navigate similar challenges by prioritizing public health and safety. For example, open communication by sharing clear and accurate information about the situation with the public. They also need to focus on long-term solutions by investing in Malaysia's healthcare system.
In my opinion, the ethical way to handle the circumstances would be prioritize transparency and honesty. The Malaysian government should provide accurate information to the public and avoid any manipulation for political gain. Every decision they make should prioritize the well-being of citizens, ensuring public health and economic stability while upholding high ethical standards.
I agree with all of you. If Malaysia is faced with the similar challenge, the right move to solve this problem is to encourage clear communication between other countries to help solving the vaccine shortage problems.
So we are in the end of the consideration of the ethical problems surrounding the COVID-19 scenario in India. We hope these observations provide a broader understanding of the issue to the government and societies to face in the pandemic. Thank you for all our members for your important contributions. Thank you for everyone that's involved and give your important and spectacular opinions on this debate. As we face the difficult time, it is critical that we continue to think on this ethical issue. So that's all from our group. Assalamualaikum and goodbye.